Balaam got up in the morning, saddled his
Welcome
donkey,
back to part
and went
2
off
of
with the
this
nobleman.
message. This message,
Went off with the nobleman
excuse me,
from
Miss Pastor is
Boaz.
episode
As he came,
8,
as he was
A,
going,
part
though,
Part
God angel
2.
declared, the angel of the Lord stood in the road and blocked his way. And Balaam was riding the donkey, accompanied with 2 servants. When the donkey saw the angel blocking the roadway and the brandishing of the sword, then the donkey, she veered off of the road into the ditch. And Balaam beat the donkey and hit and got her back on the road. But as the donkey were going, still with Balaam and servants, to the vineyard, at this time there was a fence on either side, and the donkey again saw God's angel blocking the way. And he veered off again, this time into the fence, crushing Balaam's foot against the fence. Balaam hit the donkey again. And then verse 26 to 27 says, God's angel blocked the way again, and the very narrow pathway this time. And there were no getting through, neither the right or the left. Then the angel of the Lord, Balaam's donkey, sat down under him. Balaam lost his temper this time and beat him. So we're going to go to verse 28, if we can get there. 28. And beat him with a stick. And so we're going on. And then verse 28 says, Then God gave speech to the donkey. See, that's when God allowed the donkey to speak. When God gave speech to the donkey, he allowed the donkey to speak. Okay, God can give speech to anybody he chooses to. He can give them to an animal, a cat, dog, monkey, squirrel, rabbit, frog, snake, anything he wants to. He can give a speech to. When he want to get his message through, he can use anybody. He don't have to wait for some shiny clean-up person comes along, because really there ain't no real shiny clean-up person worthy of God. Anyway, because no one's worthy of God alone, but only with God are they worthy. And okay, we're gonna go on. And if I can get back on track on this verse, and verse 29 said, Balaam said, well, let me go on. Let me do verse 28 again. Verse 28 says, Then God gave the donkey speech, and she said to Balaam, What have I done to you, that you have beat me these 3 times? And Balaam said, Because you've been playing games with me. If I had a sword, I would have killed you by now. And the donkey said to Balaam, Am I not your trusty donkey, on whom were you rode me for all these years and up until now? Have I ever done anything like this before? Have I? That's the donkey said, talking. And he said, Balaam said, no. And okay, we're going to go to verse 31. And it says, Then God helped Balaam to see what was going on. And Balaam saw the angel of the Lord blocking the way, brandishing a sword. And Balaam fell on the ground in the dirt. And it goes on to say, all right, I lost my verse again. Let's go to verse, I'm going to probably repeat a little bit. But let's go to verse 32 and 33. It says, God angel said to him, Why have you beaten the poor donkey these 3 times? I have come here to block the way before you, because you were getting ahead of yourself. And the donkey saw me, and he turned from these 3 times. These 3 times. And if the donkey hadn't turned, I would have killed you by this time. but not the donkey. I would have saved her life. See? So Balaam would have been, the angel of the Lord having blocked Balaam from anything happening to Balaam. Balaam couldn't have sense enough to see that this was the work of the Lord blocking him, because God gave him one message and he was using man's message rather than God's message. And ain't we all capable of that? And we say, "Whoa, Lord, it's us. Oh, Lord, it's me. I'm going to go on. Let's see. Let me see. Okay. Let's see. Verse 34. I think that's where I'm at. Verse 34 said, Balaam said to God's angel, "I have sinned. I had no idea you were standing in the road blocking my way. If you don't like what I am doing, I'll head on back." But the angel of God said to Balaam, "Go ahead and go with him, but only do what I tell you to do, and absolutely no other words. And only say what I tell you to say, and no other words." So Balaam continued to go with Balak noble. Verse 36 says, But Balak heard that Balaam was coming. Let me read verse 36 again. It says, when Balak heard that Balaam was coming, he went out to meet him in the noble town that was in the banks of the Arnon, right in the boundary of the land. And then verse 37 says, Balak said to Balaam, Didn't I send an urgent message for help? Why didn't you come when I called? Do you think I couldn't pay you enough? Balaam said to Balak, "Well, I'm right here now, but I can't tell you just anything. I have to speak only the words that God asked me to speak, and no other words." And then Balaam accomplished Balak to the streets that I can't name the names. Anyway, and Balak slaughtered cattle and sheep for sacrifice to present them to Balaam and the noble men who were with him. And at daybreak, this is the last verse. At daybreak, that's verse 41 of Numbers chapter 20. The last verse says, at daybreak, Balak took up Balak up to another town, the heights, where he could view some of these people. Anyway, may the Lord richly bless the reading of his word. As I said, that's the end of that. I took a long time to read it, but still God knows what I was reading. And the congregation, you guys know what I was reading. Yes. All right, so anyway, so today we've read from Numbers chapter 22. Numbers chapter 22. So the moral of this story and the little commentary that I'm about to give you guys is this. When the Lord asks you to do something, you better listen and do it. Sometimes you know from past experience that God has told you to do something. He's only going to tell you to do what's right and what's good. Now, the world going to tell you things, and the demonic forces out in the world is going to tell you things, and it's going to go through one ear. But you got to let it, if it's wrong, to keep on through that ear, because it's already going to enter it. Anyway, and let it shoot out the other way. God. That's what you got to do. You got to let it shoot in one ear and shoot out the other. You can't let it go and sink in here and then go down here in the heart. You have to let it go through one way and shoot out the other. Great God from God. All right. Anyway, that concludes. All right. That concludes this portion, and this will be on YouTube.com in the Bonnie B. Hawkins channel. And the series is Old Folks Got Wisdom, and she's still in that series. I don't know what number she's going to number this. I believe she's going to probably number it episode number 8, A. That's what I think she may name it. If not, you'll see it. But it'll be somewhere along there. Episode chapter 8, verse A. Somewhere in between there. It may say A1 or A2. Or whatever it says, part 2. Whatever it says, that's where you see. Again, I'm the deacon of this church. And today we were studying the book of Numbers and chapter 22. And God's going to truly rich and bless, I know, the reading of His word. And so you guys, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Yes, all right, okay. So all right, so we're going to see you a little later. All right, you guys be blessed now. And be careful out there on the highway. And take the Lord with you wherever you go. And
Thank you for you have viewed the Bonnie B. Hawkins YouTube
Talk to
channel.
the congregation.
Series titled Old Folks Got Wisdom. And the series today was Excuse Me, Miss Pastor, episode 8A, part 2. And this is the conclusion.